talk now.
الآن وقت
This is the time to calm down.
كفاية أرواح.
Enough lives have been shed.
هذول عيالنا بعد كلهم.
طبعا.
They all our kids,
يعني
of course.
في كلمة اللي يحسون انهم مستهدفين،
There's
انهم مضطهدين،
a word that to feel that they are being targeted. What would you tell them? Whoever attack anybody, we will put him in his place. We have no sectarianism here. Sunni, Shias are equal. Today,
ناس أصدقاء سنين ما يتكلمون مع بعض.
Today we have a split here that many people who've been friends now they don't talk to each other.
إحنا جزء.
We are part
مجلس تعاون
of the Gulf Council. We are part of the world that is where communication is open on all. We are not a police state. We have reformed ourselves. We are at a turning point now. We will not accept that. We will not accept that people from the same nation fighting among themselves. I think this initiative of to all the citizens, I think they are optimistic about what you've done, and to this plea that you have made. What guarantee do you want to give them now? I always served this country. I served the Sunnis, the Shiites, and everybody else.
كل اللي موجودين في الشارع والتهدئة.
You know, we calm down. Give us time to think now. From tonight, we can meet tonight. From tonight, if we can, tonight. Give us time. God have created the world in 7 days. We can't solve our problem in a matter of hours.
The Crown Prince of Bahrain, Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, talking. That was a recorded interview being played out on Bahraini state television, offering dialogue to opposition supporters. But really, even as the armed forces were shooting at crowds of demonstrators very close to Pearl Square, urging calm. Calm down, he said, calm down. We need to call for self-restraint. If we are quiet, then everything will return to normal. This was an interview that the Crown Prince does on a regular basis, not necessarily the subject matter, but for him to appear on television, not necessarily unusual. The TV announcer avoiding all of the difficult questions, as you might expect from somebody who's paid for by the government and whose job is simply to effectively listen to what the Crown Prince has to say. Questions such as, why are your forces shooting at your people? How can you ask for calm when in fact your forces are confronting people involved in peaceful demonstrations? And then when he said they are all our kids, she did not respond by saying, in that case, why is there so much violence on the street? And how could you possibly say this is not a police state when the police went in so violently the other night and broke up with clubs and knives the camp at Pearl Square? So the Crown Prince of Bahrain calling for calm, saying there could be dialogue with the protesters tonight. The world was made in 7 days, not a number of hours, he said, and these things don't happen overnight. I'm going to bring in Ibrahim Shakir in just a moment. Ibrahim, I know you expected me to go to you right now, but that's because we're having difficulty with our communications with Bahrain. But I can talk to our correspondent who's there. I know when I interrupted you to say the Crown Prince was on the line, we lost our line to you. I know we've got you back for a short while now, possibly. You were running through the events that led up to this. So let me bring you in now. The Crown Prince Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa in what appeared to me to be a sort of a rather patronizing manner, saying, you know, yes, we can talk. No, 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 we are not a police state. It's time for calm, calm, calm. Let's have self-restraint on all sides. From those people you've spoken to, will they be surprised at what he's daring to say?
No, I don't. I think they will not accept those comments at all, calm down both sides, because the protesters here, I'm sure, would make the point, and they repeatedly make the point, that they have not done anything wrong. They have never at any point used any violence. They say at every event that I've been at every demonstration, at every march, peacefully, peacefully. The same chant that we heard in Egypt is chanted here, is chanted at the hospital just a few moments ago. So they will say this was started by the government. It's the government that has used force here, not the protesters. Listen now to the protesters, David. Down Khalifa, they say. I think that what the result of what the Crown Prince is saying is not going to calm anyone down at all. Tempers running very, very high here. I think today's events, on top of what we've seen in recent days, really have changed the situation dramatically. Even a moderate politician I spoke to a moment ago, who sat in the Parliament that so many people here are unhappy about, that has limited powers, said things have changed now. Maybe we can't continue with the king.
Give us the description, we can hear the crowd, but give us a description of the scene at the hospital. It's now become a kind of camp.
There are thousands of people here at the hospital. There are thousands of people cheering in the crowd. There are still, I need to point this out, patients arriving. The last few minutes. There are patients being brought in here, and doctors still say that ambulances are not allowed free access to the area where the shooting took place, and there may be more patients there. But a huge crowd here, and when you speak to them, some say they're going to stay, some say they'd like to make this a new Pearl roundabout. I have to say others say that would not be helpful for the hospital, and the hospital staff don't particularly like that idea. But I don't think there's any chance these protesters will all leave from the hospital grounds in the coming hours. Some, I think, will stay the night here. And one even told me if there's large crowds here in the coming hours and they see condemnation from the Americans, then they may feel that they're able to march again. And this particular protester said if we listen to Hillary Clinton and she condemns the royal family, then maybe we'll march on Pearl Roundabout again in the next few hours.
Thanks very much indeed for that. Let's bring in Ibrahim Shakir, Deputy Director of Brookings Doha Centre. That is a think tank here in Qatar, and plenty of thinking to be done at the moment. Ibrahim, when the Crown Prince went on television and appealed for calm, talked about our children and said this is not a police state, was he underestimating